Hi, so this is the second video from continuity. In the previous video, we discussed what exactly we mean by the continuity of a function, and we also solved the first three questions from NCERT exercise 5.1. So in this video, we will solve few more questions from this exercise, and we'll look at more categories of questions that can come up from continuity of a function. All right, so just to remind you that we say that a function is continuous at x is equal to a if and only if the limit of that function at x tending to a is equal to the value of function at x is equal to a. In some of the problems, when we might not be able to solve the limit of the function directly, we may have to split the limit of the function into two components. One is the left hand limit and the other is the right hand limit. So we have solved both categories of questions in the previous video, and we'll look at some more categories of questions in this one. All right, so let's start with question number 4. So question number 4 is saying us prove that the function fx is equal to x to the power n is continuous at x is equal to n, where n is a positive integer. So n is a positive integer. All right, so let us first write down that the function fx is equal to x to the power n, x to the power n. Fx is equal to x raised to the power n. Now, let's say we take at x is equal to n. So what will be the value of the function at x is equal to n? We'll just substitute x is equal to n in here. So what do we get? We'll get n raised to the power n. So this is the value of function at x is equal to n. After this, we will calculate the limit of the function when x is tending to n, when x is approaching n either from left side or from right side. So x is not exactly equal to n, x is slightly offset from n. Now what is fx? Fx is x raised to the power n. So let us put fx value, which is x to the power n, and let's write x tending to n. Now let us substitute x is equal to n here. So what do we get? We'll get n to the power n. So whenever we substitute this value of x in this function, this is called as calculation of limit by substitution. As long as our function is remaining defined, we are allowed to do substitution of the value. So as you can see here, that at x equal to n, the value of the function and the limit of the function both are equal to n to the power n. This proves that the function fx is equal to x to the power n is continuous at x is equal to n. So we'll write as limit fx x tending to n is equal to fn. Therefore fx is continuous at x is equal to n. All right, we'll do the fifth question now. So question number 5 is saying, is the function f defined by fx is equal to x if x is less than equal to 1 and 5 if x is greater than 1, continuous at x equal to 0? So let me write the function here. Fx is equal to x if x is less than or equal to 1. What do we mean by this? It means that if the value of x is equal to 1 or if the value of x is less than 1, then fx is equal to x. All right, and if the value of x is greater than 1, then in that case the value of this function is equal to 5. All right, so this is how the function has been defined. So we have to check the continuity of function at x equal to 0 first. So let's do it one by one. At x is equal to 0. Now what is our process to check continuity? We have to first find out the value of the function at that particular value of x. So at x equal to 0. Now x equal to 0 will fall under this category, right? Because x is less than equal to 1, and x equal to 0 is less than equal to 1. So we can use fx is equal to x for this case. So what do we get? What will be the value of f0? Since we are using fx equal to x for this situation, so we'll get f0 is equal to 0. Just substitute x equal to 0 in here. So we get f0 is equal to 0. All right. Now what do we do next? We'll have to calculate the limit of the function. We'll have to calculate the limit of the function at x tending to 0. Now the function fx is x. At x tending to 0, we can do direct substitution. So it will be 0. So as you can see that the value of the function and the limit of the function have the same value, it is evident that the function is continuous at x equal to 0. So we'll write as limit fx x tends to 0 is equal to f0. Fx is continuous at which point? At x is equal to 0. I hope this is clear. Similarly, now it is asking you at x equal to 1 and at x equal to 2. So let's check at x equal to 1. At x equal to 1. Alright. So what will be the value of f1? To calculate the value of f1, we will use this one because this is x less than or equal to 1. So we'll use fx is equal to x. So if we substitute x equal to 1 over here, the value of f1 we will get as 1. Now we'll calculate the limit of function at x tending to 1. So since we are using fx as x, so we'll use x over here and we'll substitute the value of x as 1. So we get 1. So as you can see here, both of them have the same value, which means that the function is continuous at x equal to 1. So we'll write as limit fx x tending to 1 is equal to f1. Therefore fx is continuous at x is equal to 1. Next is at x is equal to 2. At x is equal to 2. So what will be the value of f2? Let us look at the definition of function. So the function says that if the value of x is more than 1, then function is equal to 5. Fx is equal to 5. So because 2 is more than 1, the value of function will be equal to 5. Now let us calculate the limit of the function for x tending to 2. X tending to 2 means slightly less than 2 or slightly more than 2, not exactly equal to 2. So in that situation, if we are slightly less than 2 or slightly more than 2, we'll anyway get fx is equal to 5 only. Why? Because the function's definition says that if x is more than 1, then it will be its value, the value of the function will be equal to 5, right? So slightly less than 2, you want to check for slightly less than 2. Slightly less than 2 would be, let's say, 1.99. So it is in this category, x is greater than 1. And slightly greater than 2 will be, let's say, 2.01, which will again be in this category only. So we'll say that the value of fx will take us 5 when x is tending to 2. Since we do not have an x component here, so the value of the limit will come out to be 5 only. So as you can see here, both of them have the same value. This means that the function is continuous at x is equal to 2 also. So limit fx x tending to 2 is equal to f2. Therefore fx is continuous at x is equal to 2. So this is how we did question number 5. Now let us look at question number 6. Question number 6 is telling us find all points of discontinuity of f where f is defined by this. Okay, so let me write down the function first. The function is fx is equal to, what is it? It is 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. So 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. The function is 2x plus 3 when x is less than or equal to 2. If x is less than or equal to 2, the function's value is 2x plus 3. And if the value of x is greater than 2, in that scenario, the function is 2x minus 3. Now, the question is asking us find all points of discontinuity. Okay, so in such questions, as you can see here, the function is changing its behavior at x is equal to 2. Why so? Because when the value of x is greater than 2, the function is 2x minus 3. And when the value of x is less than or equal to 2, then the value of fx changes to 2x plus 3. So clearly the function is changing its behavior at the critical point x is equal to 2. This means that we only need to check whether or not the function is continuous at x is equal to 2. So in such questions, always check whether the function is continuous at those points where the function is changing its behavior. Alright, so now let us only check, we only need to check at x is equal to 2. Alright, so first of all we'll find out the value of f2, the value of the function at x is equal to 2. Now since we are substituting x is equal to 2, so we will be using x less than or equal to 2 because this is the one which has the equal to case in it. So which one do we use? We'll use fx is equal to 2x plus 3. So in 2x plus 3, we'll substitute x is equal to 2. So this is going to be 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7, right? Now let us calculate the limit of the function. Let us calculate the limit of the function when x is tending to 2. However, we can see that fx is equal to 2x plus 3 when x is less than 2, and fx is equal to 2x minus 3 when x is greater than 2. Now we are in a dilemma, we are in a confusion, like which value of fx, which one should we take here to calculate the limit, right? So whenever you have inequality like this, we have to individually calculate left hand limit and the right hand limit. All right, so let us calculate the left hand limit first. So left hand limit means we are going to check at x tending to 2 minus. 2 minus means for a value of x which is slightly less than 2. Slightly less than 2. So for slightly less than 2, it will fall under this category because this is x is less than 2. That means in this situation we'll be using fx as the first one, which is 2x plus 3. Okay, so we'll use 2x plus 3 over here. I hope this is clear. Now let us just substitute the value of x as 2 in this part. So what do we get? 2 into 2 plus 3, which is again 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7. So we found that the value of function is 7. The value of function is 7 when x is equal to 2. The left hand limit of the function at x tending to 2 is also 7. Now let us find out the right hand limit. So right hand limit is equal to limit for the function when x is tending to 2 plus. X is tending to 2 plus means slightly more than 2. So we will be in this category when x is greater than 2. So this time we will use fx as 2x minus 3. We'll use fx is equal to 2x minus 3 for this one, for x tending to 2 plus. Now let us do direct substitution. So it will be 2 into 2 minus 3. So this is 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1. So as you can see, the value of function and the left hand limit are equal, but it is not equal to the right hand limit. So this one is making it discontinuous. So we'll write as LHL is not equal to RHL, which is not equal to, or we can just write as LHL is not equal to RHL, limit fx. So we have learned in class 11th that the limit of a function exists only if the left hand limit is equal to the right hand limit. So as you can see here, the left hand limit is 7 and the right hand limit is 1. So they are unequal, right? So the limit does not exist, and if the limit does not exist, the function will become discontinuous. Limit fx x into 2 does not exist. We should write it does not exist. Okay, so the limit does not exist, hence fx is discontinuous. At which point is it discontinuous? Fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 2. Fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 2. All right. Okay, so that's how we have completed question number 6 also. Now let us solve question number 7. Question number 7 is fx is equal to mod x plus 3 if x is less than or equal to minus 3. All right. So it is saying fx is equal to mod x plus 3 if x is less than or equal to minus 3, and if the value of x is between minus 3 and 3, it is minus 2x. Fx is minus 2x if the value of x is between minus 3 and 3, and the value of fx is 6x plus 2. The value of fx is 6x plus 2 if x is greater than or equal to 3. Alright, so we have to make sure that the function is correctly noted down, otherwise it will give you incorrect results. So be very clear when you're copy pasting the question from the question paper to your answer sheet. Okay, let us try this one. Alright, so before we move on, you have to be careful about modulus function, mod x. In the previous video we learned how to define a modulus function, right? So we should know that mod x is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and modul x is equal to minus x if x is less than 0. This is how we define a modulus function. So you can write here, this is the definition of this is the definition of modulus function. This is the definition of which function? This is the definition of modulus function. Mod x is equal to x if x is positive, and mod x is equal to minus x if x is negative. All right. So as you can see here that x is less than equal to minus 3. Is it negative or positive? It is negative, right? So for this situation, because it is negative, and we have learned that mod x is equal to minus x when x is negative, so we should not write mod x as mod x, we should change it to minus x. Okay, so we'll write that it will be minus x plus 3 when the value of x is less than minus 3, less than or equal to minus 3. It is minus 2x if x lies between minus 3 and 3, and the value of fx is 6x plus 2 if x is greater than or equal to 3. All right, now at which points do you think we should check the continuity of this function? At the game changing points. So game changing point क्या होता है? जहाँ पर फंक्शन अपना बिहेवियर बदल रहा होता है. So as you can see here, जब x की वैल्यू -3 या -3 से कम है वहाँ पर फंक्शन है -x+3, और जब x की वैल्यू -3 से ज़्यादा हो रही है तो fx इज -2x, तो -3 पे फंक्शन अपना बिहेवियर चेंज कर रहा है. सिमिलरली जब x की वैल्यू 3 से कम है फंक्शन इज -2x, एंड जब x की वैल्यू 3 से ज़्यादा है तो फंक्शन बिकम 6x+2. सो 3 इज अनदर पॉइंट जहाँ पे फंक्शन अपना बिहेवियर बदल रहा है. तो हमको दो पॉइंट्स पे चेक करना है कंटिन्यूटी, x इक्वल टू -3 पर एंड x इक्वल टू 3 पर. ऑलराइट, so let's do that. So at x is equal to -3, if we check the value of function at x equal to -3 first, so let us calculate f -3. f -3 निकालने के लिए आप यूज करेंगे इक्वालिटी वाला, x लेस देन इक्वल टू -3 वाला केस है ये. तो यहाँ पे आप यूज करेंगे -x+3, इसके अंदर आप पुट कर देंगे -3, तो आ जाएगा माइनस ऑफ -3 प्लस 3. So this will be 3 plus 3 which is equal to 6. Okay, now let us calculate the limit of the function fx when x is tending to -3. अब यहाँ पे आप देख पा रहे हैं कि -3 से नीचे की वैल्यूज के लिए -x+3 लेंगे हम, और -3 से ज़्यादा के लिए -2x लेंगे. तो क्योंकि यहाँ पर फंक्शन का बिहेवियर बदल रहा है तो वी शुड कैलकुलेट लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट एंड राइट हैंड लिमिट सेपरेटली. सो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट निकालने के लिए क्या लिखेंगे? लिमिट fx x टेंड्स टू -3 and we'll put a small minus sign over here which represents that the value of x is actually slightly less than -3. अगर slightly less है -3 से, so we will be using -x+3. So we'll write limit of -x+3 when x is tending to -3 negative. Okay, now ये जो x की वैल्यू है -3, let us substitute it over here. तो minus of -3 plus 3, तो कितना रहेगा ये? 3 plus 3 which is equal to 6. Okay, now let us calculate the right hand limit also. So right hand limit will be limit of fx at x tending to -3 plus. -3 plus means slightly more than -3. तो slightly more than -3 के लिए we'll use fx is equal to -2x. Okay, तो यह रहेगा limit -2x x tending to -3 plus. पुट कर देंगे वैल्यू -2 into -3, ये आ गया 6. तो आप देख पा रहे हैं कि तीनों वैल्यूज कितनी आ रही हैं? 6 आ रही हैं. सो इट प्रूव्स दैट, लिखेंगे कि एज LHL इज इक्वल टू RHL इज इक्वल टू f-3, देयरफॉर fx इज कॉन्टिन्यूअस एट x इज इक्वल टू -3. fx इज कॉन्टिन्यूअस एट x इज इक्वल टू -3. इसके बाद हम कहाँ पे चेक करेंगे? वी विल चेक द कॉन्टिन्यूटी एट x इज इक्वल टू 3, क्योंकि 3 ही हमारा दूसरा क्रिटिकल पॉइंट है जहाँ पर फंक्शन अपना बिहेवियर बदल रहा है. सबसे पहले हम निकालेंगे f3 का वैल्यू. f3 निकालने के लिए आप ये वाला यूज़ कीजिए, x इज ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 3, क्योंकि आप इसके अंदर इक्वल टू वाला केस आ रहा है. तो वी विल यूज 6x+2. ये जो 6x+2 है इसके अंदर आप डाल दीजिए x की वैल्यू को 3. तो इफ़ यू डू दैट क्या देगा? 18+2 विच इज इक्वल टू 20. नाउ यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द लिमिट ऑफ द फंक्शन fx एट x टेंडिंग टू 3. तो देखिए 3 से कम के लिए, 3 से अगर x की वैल्यू 3 से थोड़ी सी कम है तो वैल्यू इज -2x, राइट. तो यहाँ पे हम x टेंडिंग टू 3 माइनस कर देंगे. पहले हम निकालेंगे लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट, और यहाँ पे इसके बाद हम निकालेंगे राइट हैंड लिमिट, जहाँ पर हम क्या कर देंगे? लिमिट fx x टेंड्स टू 3 प्लस. ओके, तो ये आ जाएगा लिमिट x टेंड्स टू 3 माइनस 3 से अगर हल्का सा कम है x का वैल्यू तो हमारा जो फंक्शन है दैट इज -2x. तो यहाँ पे आप -2x यूज़ करेंगे, -2x कर देंगे हम यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट सब्सटीट्यूशन, तो आ जाएगा -2 × 3 विच इज इक्वल टू -6। देखिए हो गई गड़बड़, गड़बड़ मतलब फंक्शन की वैल्यू 23 और लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट -6 आ गई। तो यहाँ से आपको पता लग गया कि जो हमारा फंक्शन है वो कॉन्टिन्यूस नहीं है, फंक्शन हमारा डिसकॉन्टिन्यूस है। कहाँ पर? एट x इज इक्वल टू 3। बट फिर भी CBSE के अकॉर्डिंग आपको राइट हैंड लिमिट निकाल देनी चाहिए। तो लेट अस कैलकुलेट दैट। तो x टेंडिंग टू 3+, अगर x की वैल्यू 3 से थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा है तो वहाँ पर जो वैल्यू है फंक्शन की, फंक्शन इज 6x + 2। ओके, तो यहाँ पे आप डाल देंगे 6x + 2 एंड विल सब्सटीट्यूट द वैल्यू ऑफ x एज 3। तो याद आएगा आपके पास 18 + 2 विच इज इक्वल टू 20। तो यहाँ पे आप देख पा रहे हैं कि जो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट है दैट इज नॉट इक्वल टू द राइट हैंड लिमिट, देयरफॉर लिमिट एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती। लिमिट fx x टेंडिंग टू 3 डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट। और अगर लिमिट ही एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रही तो फंक्शन क्या कंटिन्यूस हो पाएगा? नहीं हो पाएगा। लिखेंगे देयरफॉर fx इज डिसकॉन्टिन्यूअस। fx इज डिसकॉन्टिन्यूअस कहाँ पर? एट x इज इक्वल टू 3। आई होप कि आपको समझ में आ रहा हो कि किस तरीके से इन क्वेश्चंस को हम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं। बहुत ही सिंपल और बहुत ही आसान प्रोसेस है। आपको बस दो ही चीज़ें करनी है हर एक क्वेश्चन के अंदर। x की जो भी वैल्यू आपको गिवन है उस वैल्यू पर देखिए कि फंक्शन की वैल्यू कितनी है। उसके बाद आप ये चेक कीजिए कि हमारा जो फंक्शन है उसकी लिमिट की वैल्यू कितनी है उस वैल्यू के आसपास, लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट की और राइट हैंड लिमिट की। और फिर कंपेयर कीजिए तीनों को कि क्या वो तीनों इक्वल आ रहे हैं या नहीं आ रहे हैं। अगर वो तीनों इक्वल आ रहे हैं तो उस सिचुएशन में हमारा फंक्शन विल बी कंटिन्यूअस एट दैट वैल्यू ऑफ x, एंड इफ दे आर अनइक्वल देन द फंक्शन विल बी डिसकंटिन्यूअस at that value of x. All right, so that's all for this video. Rest of the questions we'll do in the subsequent videos. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you got some value out of it, and please subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thanks. Bye bye.